Alright folks, welcome to Yak Math Videos, and look at this, we got our normal display here, looking very good. Folks, look, you may or may not be sick right now, hashtag no gluten. So we're not even going to try to have this quiz tomorrow, okay? We're going to have this quiz on Monday. Yes, we are going to have a quiz on Monday. You got to prepare. It's a college class. We are going to have then our test for chapter 11 and 12, which, I'll give you some sort of sweet review on Monday, maybe before. You're going to have now your chapters, your next exam number 3, your chapter really 11 and 12 tests next Thursday. Okay, that is official. That's what's going to happen. Now spread the word. Here are the answers. I got to be quick about this. This is your answer for number 1. If you have to, make that table. Number 2, I do want you to write something like this that you see, some conditional probability statement. All right, there's my answers there. Here we've got C again. High likelihood there could be an error, so please check. We should have gone through number 1 though in class, so that should be no big deal. Remember, this vertical line means given, probability that they smoke given they don't have a college degree. That's what we're saying. Okay, here's the answer for number 3. Number 4, I think we did a lot of 4 together in class. A lot of work there. Take your time. Pause this whenever you need. Here's the answer for what is that, 4C, okay. It's really, it doesn't matter if you go orange, orange, red, red, orange, 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 red, orange. The numerator and denominator are the same 3 times, okay. This time you're picking 2 different balls, There's your answers. Again, pause this whenever you need to. Number 5, we should have done in class. All right, take the probability it's defective, or probability comes from A times probability it's defective. From A, from B, and from C, overall defective rates. Probability it's fine, it's working properly. 1 minus the probability it's defective. Given that it is defective, so that is the denominator, the 0.061. What is the probability it came from C? That one right there, 0.25 times 0.08. Given that a randomly selected unit is fine, that is the denominator. What's the probability it came from B? Well, if there's a 5% chance it's defective, there's a 95% chance it's working properly, and a 40% chance it came from B, so multiply those 2 together and then divide. What is the probability that a randomly selected unit is from B and is defective? That's literally what you did right here. Probability, or it's from B, probability it's defective from B. There you go. 15% chance of making a shot, 5 or fewer. Probability takes you 1, probability takes you 2, 3, 4, 5 shots. This, add them up. All right. A fair coin is tossed and a fair 6-sided die is rolled. What's the probability of getting tails on the coin and an odd number on the die? Probability of A is you toss the coin, all right, and get a tails. And then B is probability that you get an odd number. 1/2 times 1/2 is a 4th. Guys, they are, so the two things are, 2 events are independent if the probability of A and B happening is equal to the probability of A times the probability of B. Probability of A, as we saw up here, is 1/2. Probability of B is 1/2. You multiply them together, you get a 4th. And the probability that they both happen, so the probability that I get, both a tails and an odd number is 1/4. All right, so let's see. And there's a few. So probability of tails and an odd number. So you're either gonna get what? Tails are ahead. So if you're confused about the first part, you can list out what can happen. You either flip a tails or you flip a heads. All right, so you can get tails and a 1, tails and 3, tails and 5, You could get a tails and a 2, tails and a 4, tails and a 6, heads 1, heads 2, heads 3. It really doesn't matter the order here because these are all unsuccessful. You need a tails. All right, so this is 12 different cases. Getting a tails when you flip the coin and an odd number, that represents 3 out of the 12, which is a fourth. All right, so that's how we get. If you need to list them out, that's fine. 1/4 is the probability that they both happen. And it equals the probability of A times probability of B. All right, let E be the event that a 2 comes up on the first roll, 1 out of 6 chance, probability of E. And let F be the event that the sum of the 2 rolls is even, 1/2. So the probability of both of them happening, does that equal the probability of E times the probability of F? Well, the probability of E times the probability of F is 1/12. So the probability of E and F both happening, so I need a 2 to come up on the first roll, and I need the sum to be even. The only way to get that is to have a 2 and a 2, a 2 and a 4, and a 2 out of 6. That's 3 out of the total 36 chances, outcomes that you saw on the first page, which is a 12th. A 12th is a 12th. That is true. They are independent events. All right, this one right here. Let A be the event that an odd number comes up on the first row. Probability of A is a half. Let B be the event that the sum of the 2 rows is odd. Probability of B is a half. So probability of A times probability of B is a fourth. So what's the probability that both these two things happen, A and B? That means I need to roll an odd number on the first row, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5. And it needs to, the sum of the 2 rows needs to be odd. The only way to get an odd number if my first number is odd is my next number has to be even. That's why I have 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 6, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 5, 2, 5, 4, 5, 6. That's 9 out of 36, which is a fourth. Oh my gosh, a fourth is a fourth. Those two events are independent. A signal is transmitted over a noisy channel. All right, it's going to be received correctly with probability 0.72. 4 copies are independently sent over this channel. What's the probability at least one of them received? Probability of, greater than or equal to 1. Let's let X be, it being received. Probability that X is greater than or equal to 1 is 1 minus the probability X is 0. So 1 minus the probability of total failure. Probability of failure is this. Raise it to the 4th